I've been watching too many videos of Dodie and her friends because they make me happy. I have really good friends, and watching her really good friends makes me think of my really good friends. If you have not heard, I got a job in the career field that I trained for, which is middle school education. I am going to be teaching 6th grade science, which is both the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me and the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me. I have wanted to be a teacher since I was 3 years old. It genuinely is just something that's always come like really naturally to me, and I've always wanted to do it, and now I'm gonna be doing it. Obviously there's a lot of emotions attached to living your dream. My cat is currently playing with a belt that is under the door, and she can't figure out which side of the door it's on, which is freaking her out. The kids are gonna learn the information, and I'm gonna be kind, and I'm going to try to help make their lives easier, and I know that I will be good at that, but I just hope that everyone else is as sure that I will be good at that. I know I will be good at that because I care about the kids. That's why I want to be a teacher, is because I really care about kids, and I want to be a teacher in middle school because I really, really care about kids. No, because, you know, that's the point in your life where you're like really trying to figure yourself out, and you're trying to figure the world out, and like to have an authority figure in your life who is able to be like, hey, yeah, let me like grow with you and figure that out with you, and like move along this path together with you to kind of like guide you, not to tell you what to do, just to guide you. Yeah, that's a big deal, and kids, I think all of us remember a teacher that we've had that was just like so formative, that like shaped who we are as a person. I mean, I know I've had teachers like that. And so I want to be able to be that teacher for someone else. I like to say I want to be the teacher that if there was ever a movie made of one of my students' accomplishments, I would be an on-screen character. Because those movies about like really great people and great things that they did, I'm never like, oh yeah, I want to be like that great person. I'm always like, oh, I want to be like that teacher in that one scene that like inspired that kid to go do that awesome thing. Probably in the Eclipse video, I will give you a tiny little classroom tour because it's amazing and I'm so excited. I have a giant bookshelf in the back because, you know, I'm a science teacher, but I can still promote reading in my classroom. It's not even like a literacy thing. Like I'm sure some of the teachers will be like, oh, that's an interesting way to promote literacy. I'm like, no, I just really like to read, and I need another place to store all my books, so they're at school now. My coworkers are amazing, which is like a big deal when you're teaching because you will never have, well, I won't say never, you will rarely have the same kid 2 years in a row. And hopefully I never do. But you will have to work with your coworkers year after year after year. So the other teachers that you're teaching with, you actually do have to like and like get along with and stuff. And I love the other teachers that I'm working with. They are like superior, amazing teachers. I mean, it's a really good school, but like the administration is phenomenal and has just been like so kind and so open and so loving. There's a board in one of our like teachers lounge kind of rooms. It's like the kitchen in the back that says needs on it, and if you need something you put it on the board, and the principal like personally responds to the need by like telling you like specifically what she's gonna do about it, which like in and of itself is an amazing concept. Like that's a really cool way for the administration to be able to interact with the teachers. But when we were doing like our new teacher orientation, the principal was like, oh, I'm gonna kind of like teach you guys how this works, so like write something today that you need that I can get for you by like the end of the day. And so like jokingly, because it was really early in the morning, I wrote coffee on there, and then like 10 minutes later, here comes the vice principal with like a little coffee maker and like some creamer, and he's like, well, I made coffee, I couldn't find like a lot of it, but there's enough for everybody to have a cup, And so like we just want to make sure we took care of that need. And I was like, I was kidding, oh my gosh, but thank you. Like, that's the kind of administration it is, where they're like super willing to go the extra mile to like make sure that everyone is taken care of and everybody has what they need, which like trickle down, that leads to the teachers doing that for their students, hopefully, which is amazing. Like, that's just such a cool way to like run an institution. I mean, that's a cool way to run a business too, but like especially an educational institution, because sometimes you get so wrapped up in like teach the kids the material that you like forget that they're human beings. You're like, get the material into your head. Also, you're a tiny like 11-year-old who's trying to figure out the world and what your place in it is. But information, you know, that's the most important thing about this. So it's really cool that like they have that mindset just like going into the school year. And I think it's going to make like a really big difference as the school year goes along. I just kind of wanted to like throw some thoughts out there at you about how I'm feeling. In this terrible lighting, which will change very soon. I'm just still super poor. That's a thing. Only like 2 of the teachers on my hall are what could technically be considered millennials. Like, most of them are like married with kids. And so I like have to tone down the millennial humor a little bit. Like, I was joking about something the other day. I said something about like, oh, somebody asked me if I had kids. Somebody asked me if I had kids. And I was like, no, I don't have kids. And I was like, are you kidding me? I can barely take care of myself. How am I supposed to be able to take care of another person? And like all the teachers were like, that was funny, I guess. And I was like, oh right, that's a super like self-deprecating millennial thing to say. So yeah, no more millennial humor for me. It's not allowed anymore. I had to explain the literal trash meme to my mom the other day. Because I showed her a picture, I showed her a meme of like a garbage can with flowers blooming in it, and it was like how I present myself to the world versus like how I look when you get to know me. And she was like, I don't understand. And I was like, well, because like you're trash, but then on the inside you're like beautiful. And she's like, what? Who's trash? And I was like, no, that's just like a joke. Like, people call themselves trash on the internet. And she's like, why? That's so mean. They shouldn't do that to themselves. I'm like, no, Mom, it's like a meme. It's a meme thing. Like, my mom is like really, and I've also talked about this, my mom is like really up to date with like what is happening. She's not like one of those parents who's like, how does the Facebook work? Like, no. She legitimately like had a Twitter before I did, had an Instagram before I did, is like way on top of things when it comes to like technology, but like did not understand millennial humor at all. So I like spent a good portion of like this hour explaining to my mom like what millennial humor was. I saw a thing the other day, it was a tweet, something to the extent of every millennial's retirement plan is currently just the apocalypse. Like, none of us are planning for retirement because we're all like, well, we're gonna die soon. We do not need to talk about the current political climate because it is insane. Let's just say Nazis are bad. Racists are bad. That's it. Anyway, thanks for watching this weird video that I made while my cat made weird noises in the background and I painted my nails and drank tea. If you want to see more videos, I used to say that they weren't all like this, but increasingly that is becoming less true. The ramble to the camera style of video it's dead. It's very dead, and yet here I am in 2017 just pretending that it's still YouTube in 2008 and you can just ramble in your bedroom with terrible lighting and people will watch it. You can subscribe and you can ding the little bell. If you liked this video, if you're excited to see my teaching journey, you can give this video a thumbs up. Press the like button. if you have any ideas for things that I should do, or things that I should, like, talk about or make, or whether that is the YouTube side or the teaching side, if you have any advice, if you have been teaching and you know what you're doing and you're like, hey, don't worry about it, please feel free to leave that comment, because I am always here for positive affirmation that I'm not gonna royally screw this whole thing up. Thank you for watching. Let me sign out here, cuddling my cat with my phone. The two most important things in the world to me, right here. My cat and my phone. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye!